Hello everybody, it's Omania. So I'm creating a list of how the Total Drama Cast would vote. Really quickly, a couple things. One, my microphone's missing, so the audio in this video is going to suck. My apologies. Maybe turn down your headphones or whatever. Sorry about that. And then, Total Drama is set in Canada. So as you can imagine, the system is a little bit different than it is in like the US or other countries. So for any viewers who are not from Canada, I created just a very short system. Actually, let me just pull it up here. Okay, so in Canada, there's two parties, and then there's a third one that is still important but not as big. So the Liberal Party, you might be familiar with Justin Trudeau, he's the leader of the Liberal Party. So they're kind of like Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton type, maybe a little further left. And then there's the second place is the Conservative Party, who are kind of they're not as right wing as like the U.S. Republicans. I often compare them to like a Ben Shapiro or some of the more moderate Republicans like Peter Beijer or an Adam Kinzinger. And then there's the NDP, who are the third place party traditionally. They're not as successful as the other two, and they're a little further left of the Liberals. They're more like a AOC Bernie kind of party. And then just a simple rule of personality is that the Liberal Party is generally speaking like more cheerful and kind of, I don't know, naive maybe might be the right word. And the Conservatives and the NDP have something in common, which is that they're usually more grouchy, more unhappy, just in general. So back to the Total Drama. If you've never seen Total Drama, well, I don't know why you clicked on this video, but if you haven't, I highly recommend any videos by Switchy on it. They might get you up to speed if you just want like a really. I'm sure you can find something by him that's really short. Most of his videos are long, but if you want like a quick get up to speed on the characters, you could probably find something by him. Okay, so first of all, we're not counting Chris. We're not counting Chef. Oh yeah, I also have the abstain tier just for like anyone who like doesn't vote. Because usually like most country, at least Canada and the U.S. Like I think like half the country doesn't usually abstains or whatever. But just so where should we start? Beth. Okay, Beth is definitely liberal. Definitely kind of like I don't want to say dumb, but kind of more like optimistic and like naive. Like I said, she's very trustful of Heather, even though in the beginning at least, and then obviously Heather is not working in her favor. And then yeah, so definitely Liberal Party. Okay, Bridget. Do I even need to explain this one? Bridget is like the safest NDP on here. Uh, Generally, like hippie is gonna think the Liberals are too moderate. Cody. This is kind of a weird one. You could probably make a strong argument for abstain. I'm thinking liberal on this one. Probably again, kind of naive. He thinks everyone likes him, but that's not necessarily true, which is some would say pretty fitting of the Liberal Party. Okay, next up is DJ, and I feel like same thing as Cody. You could make a really strong argument for liberal, and you could make a really strong argument for abstain. I did this before. You might have seen my tweet about it. I'm thinking I'm leaning abstain on this one. I think DJ is too passive for that kind of thing, so I think he might just not pay attention to it. Eva is only on the show for like 5 minutes, but yeah, I think that's pretty fitting. Grumpy, some would say rude, quick to judge. Yeah, I think that's pretty fitting. Okay, Ezekiel. Somehow has larger presence than Eva. He's from a rural place. You could probably imagine what his opinions would be like. Yeah, so he's definitely Conservative Party. Okay, Jeff. Jeff is so perfect for the Liberal Party, it's kind of scary, if I'm being honest. He's so enthusiastic. I know there's more to it than that. He's definitely not conservative. You could probably make an argument that he might be NDP just because, like, party animal. but I feel like probably Liberal is probably more fitting. Liberal and the NDP are very similar. Some would say they're almost identical, so it can sometimes be hard to put one in one and one in the other. Harold, hmm, he'd definitely wouldn't abstain. He'd have like really weird specific opinions. Harold might swing vote. I feel like he'd kind of lean liberal, maybe. I'm not sure. I feel like he might be in between liberal and conservative. I don't see him as NDP, and I definitely don't think he'd abstain from the vote entirely. We're actually going to skip ahead on this one. So Gwen is so perfectly fitting for the NDP that it's kind of frightening. Grouchy, goth girl. That's like the NDP target vote, basically. If I'm being totally honest, 100%. Like, there's no question. Oh yes, unfortunately, we're also not counting. Mr. Coconut is too smart for politics. Okay, Heather, I feel like this is another one of those ones where you can almost make an argument for any of the 4 categories. I kind of feel like Heather would abstain. I kind of see her as more focused on herself than focused on the affairs of the government. If that makes any sense, I kind of feel like she wouldn't care either way. Yeah, it's a hard one to place. Okay, Izzy has a criminal record, so she can't vote. At least that's the rule in the States. It might be different in Canada, I'm not sure. But in the States, if you have a criminal record, at least like a severe crime, I think, you might, I don't know the exact details, but long story short, Izzy, criminal record, can't vote. That actually then puts Duncan in this exact same tier, because Duncan also has a criminal record, and therefore can't vote. Okay, Justin. This is kind of a tricky one. I did this list before, and I'm actually I'm trying to remember where I put who in what category before. Because I might have, like, depending on how I feel, I might have put Harold in the liberal, I might have put him in the conservative, I don't know. Let me see. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, sorry, I was just making sure that I had it all right, because I had my previous list up there. Okay, Justin is probably conservative. I'm sure when I made this before, I had a really good justification for it. Yeah, it's kind of like Harold. You could see him being liberal. You could see him being abstained. I don't think he'd be NDP, but maybe, I don't know. Just like quiet model. I don't know. I could go with almost anything. Okay, Katie and Sadie are basically the same character, and you can guess exactly where they're going. Yep, don't even need to explain this one. Okay, Lindsay. She would vote for whoever her family votes for, which makes me think conservative. I don't know. There's a lot of blonde women in the conservative party and in the Republican Party in the States as well, actually. So that's just kind of where my mind went. But sort of, I guess you could say like naive, dumb would be perfect for the liberals too. I don't know. I just kind of feel like conservative party suits her well. Okay, Noah is to the Conservative Party what Gwen is to the NDP. He fits it so scarily well. It's like arrogant and grumpy. And like thinks he's smarter than everyone else. And even though he is smart, he's way overconfident about it and full of himself. Perfect. Okay. Owen is definitely safe liberal, happy all the time, optimist, dumb. I'm not actually sure which party overeats the most. You could probably one of these two. I'm not sure. Yeah, I really don't know. But anyway, Owen is definitely liberal. Courtney also definitely liberal. I think like Courtney would want to be on the winning side. And as of right now in Canada, the Liberals are the winning side, and more often than not the winning side. Conservatives sometimes beat them, but not like 60-40, it's Liberal. So Courtney would probably go with the Liberals for that. And I also just see her having liberal opinions in life. Shauna, similar thing, liberal. My guess is also Lashana might be an immigrant, and liberals tend to get at least a decent share of immigrant votes. But not always. I just also see her as just like liberal opinions. Like she'd have liberal opinions on stuff, but I don't think she'd go in the NDP. Trent is somewhere between liberal and NDP. I kind of lean NDP with him. I'm not, but yeah, you could make an argument that he's liberal too. I don't know. I kind of see him having like a grumpy, weird streak, and that kind of suits the NDP better. Also, just musicians in general tend to be more NDP. And then Tyler, definitely conservative, despite his outfit, which is all red actually, but definitely same thing. Tyler is so perfect for the Conservative Party. Not as perfect as Noah, but he's definitely all right. So this is unofficial. I'm guessing these three would unabstain. I think Chef has a criminal record, so he'd have to abstain. You need arms to vote, which Mr. Coconut does not have. But anyways, yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. And I hope you learned something or got a laugh out of this video, or maybe you just cringed horribly, all of which I understand. So thank you. Bye.